On the eve of Valentine's Day, I invite you into a cozy sleep story about a romantic rendezvous and the beginnings of love in beautiful Paris. Paris, the timeless city of elegance and romance, transforms itself into an ethereal wonderland during the celebration of St. Valentine's Day. It is a season when amorous spirits permeate the very air, infusing the hearts and minds of locals and visitors alike with anticipation and excitement. This auspicious occasion calls individuals from far and wide to partake in festive activities, indulging senses replete with visual splendor and olfactory delights. The sun casts a radiant golden glow upon ornate facades, reflecting off gleaming windows which line broad boulevards. Gentle breezes carry whispers of blooming flora, tickling nostrils with enticing scents emanating from fragrant flower markets scattered across the cityscape. Street musicians serenade sweethearts, strumming melodies that resonate harmoniously with the rhythmic pulse of horse-drawn carriages clip-clopping along stone pathways. In the heart of the city, the majestic Seine River flows gracefully, mirroring the resplendent silhouettes of architectural masterpieces such as Notre Dame Cathedral and the Louvre Museum. Couples gather along the waterfront, locking promises of enduring love onto Pont des Arts bridge railings before tossing keys into the murky depths below, symbolizing unbreakable bonds formed in the city of love. Café terraces brim with animated chatter, accompanied by the clinking of porcelain cups against saucers, echoing the palpable joy coursing through the veins of each patron. Confectionaries display macarons and chocolate truffles, irresistible treats designed to ignite passion and satisfy cravings. Patrons succumb to temptation, surrendering inhibitions as they indulge in rich morsels melting sensuously on eager tongues. Window displays showcase lustrous fabrics draped seductively over mannequins donning haute couture gowns fit for royalty. These tantalizing visions serve as reminders of the creative prowess thriving within the city limits, inspiring hopeful romantics to embrace their own desires and dreams. A sense of expectancy hangs heavy in the air, urging even the most guarded souls to shed apprehension and yield to the charms of love and connection. Amidst this whirlwind of emotions, countless tales of serendipity unfurl, weaving tapestries of intertwined destinies waiting to be discovered. Such is the case for our protagonist, young seamstress Isabelle. Hailing from the historic city of Lyon, renowned for culinary arts, Isabelle developed an early appreciation for artistic expression and refinement. Despite humble beginnings as the daughter of a skilled tailor, her innate talent and boundless creativity propelled her to seek greater challenges beyond her familiar surroundings. At the age of 20, driven by ambition and armed with a portfolio bursting with original designs, Isabelle relocated to the epicenter of European fashion, none other than the illustrious city of Paris. Here, she immersed herself in rigorous training alongside esteemed professionals, perfecting her skills in pattern making, textile selection, and garment construction. While pursuing her education, she became increasingly drawn to the opulent world of haute couture, envisioning herself creating breathtaking pieces for high society clientele. Following several years of diligent dedication, Isabelle achieved her goal and secured employment at a prestigious atelier catering exclusively to discerning socialites and actresses gracing the silver screen. Although proud of her accomplishments, she couldn't shake an underlying emptiness that haunted her personal life. Behind closed doors, she harbored a hunger for meaningful interaction and authentic connections. Despite being surrounded by influential clients and fellow designers, Isabelle struggled to form close friendships due to demanding schedules and professional rivalry. Furthermore, Navigating the complexities of dating proved challenging given limited free time and a tendency to attract suitors more interested in her burgeoning career than her inner qualities. Nevertheless, Isabel remained steadfast in her quest to unearth genuine companionship, believing wholeheartedly that love and friendship would ultimately enrich her existence. On this festive day, Isabel, having completed an exceptionally grueling task, sought refuge and tranquility. She sent me for a walk in the heart of Paris. Wandering past majestic sculptures and green foliage, her thoughts gradually untangled themselves from the web of fabric models and sizes that occupied her mind. Drawing closer to the palace grounds, she detected a commotion unlike any other. Clusters of people congregated around an individual engrossed in painting. Out of curiosity, Isabel approached, immediately entranced by the kaleidoscope of colors cascading onto the canvas. The artist, barely older than herself, greeted her warmly, extending an invitation to pose for a portrait. Accepting his proposition, she settled comfortably on a wooden stool, absorbing the easygoing ambiance settling around them. As they conversed, she learned that Etienne originated from Brittany, nursing a fervent devotion for impressionistic artistry inspired by masters like Claude Monet and Pierre-Auguste Renoir. Likewise, she divulged her origins in Lyon, nurturing aspirations within the realms of high fashion design. Time seemed suspended as Etienne brushed vigilantly, occasionally pausing to scrutinize his subject matter. Meanwhile, Isabel observed the gradual evolution of her depiction, watching as raw lines morphed into lifelike contours. Eventually, Etienne laid down his tools, satisfied with the result. Before her lay an extraordinary testament to their brief acquaintance, a masterpiece radiating poise and confidence tempered by tenderness and vulnerability. Moved by the experience, Isabel expressed gratitude, praising Etienne's virtuosity. In response, he humbly credited her countenance as the primary source of motivation behind the compelling rendering. Spurred by a sudden impulse, Etienne broached the topic of visiting some of Paris's obscure landmarks, often overlooked by tourists. Delighted by the prospect, Isabel assented, eager to continue their serendipitous encounter. Navigating through meandering paths and hidden corners, they explored vestiges steeped in history and mystery. From medieval crypts adorned with elaborate frescoes to abandoned abbeys whispering tales of yore, each locale served as a fertile ground for stimulating dialogues and spontaneous laughter. Parallel to these discoveries emerged a profound kinship transcending superficial boundaries. As shadows stretched longer, signaling eventide's arrival, they reluctantly conceded to conclude their expedition. Yet, rather than dissolving their connection, they elected instead to extend it further by convening for a modest repast beneath the star-studded firmament. Nibbling on cheese baguettes and sipping robust vin rouge, they traded fond memories of childhood exploits and youthful transgressions. Allowing themselves to become ensnared by the allure of possibility, they refrained from acknowledging the unmistakable tension pulsating between them. Enveloped in the gentle caress of twilight, Paris appeared before us in its nocturnal guise, shrouded in mysticism and enchantment. After finishing their picnic, Isabel and Etienne set off on another unforgettable odyssey through the historic avenues of the City of Lights. Guided by flickering lanterns, casting ghostly silhouettes on the cobblestones, they traveled further into the city's labyrinthine maze of mystery and legend. Exchanging knowing smiles, they paused briefly before the famed Moulin Rouge cabaret, reverberating with the infectious tempo of gypsy jazz music. Continuing their pilgrimage, they stumbled upon Le Mur des Je t'aime, a vibrant wall installation proclaiming declarations of love in myriad languages. Prompted by the sentimentality of the moment, Isabel and Etienne added their names to the ever-growing list of besotted couples etched within its colorful expanse. Progressing towards the summit of Montmartre Hill, they halted abruptly at Place du Tertre, a bohemian haven frequented by artists since time immemorial. Attracted by the distinctive aroma of oil paints and turpentine, they sauntered amongst the throngs of creatives, marveling at the diverse tableaus unfurling before their eyes. Inspired, Etienne bought a set of materials for sketches from a neighboring merchant and offered Isabel and further to be his model and muse, with which she happily agreed. As darkness blanketed the city, they descended the hillside, gravitating instinctively toward Rue Lepic, home to La Maison Rose, an establishment reputed for its mouth-watering cuisine and rustic charm. Securing a coveted table near the window, they indulged in a sumptuous feast comprised of duck confit, pomme dauphinoise, and velvety chocolate soufflé. Complementing their dining experience was a bottle of vintage Bordeaux, its fruity notes accentuated by delicate hints of oak and tobacco. While savoring the last drops of their libation, Etienne excused himself momentarily, returning shortly thereafter bearing a slender box tied neatly with satin ribbon. Surprised, Isabel carefully unwrapped the package, revealing an antique locket carved from mother of pearl. Struck by the thoughtfulness of the gesture, she clasped the pendant around her neck, vowing silently to treasure it always. Emboldened by the intimacy of the moment, Isabel produced a small bundle concealed within her purse, disclosing a handcrafted leather-bound journal bound with twine. Bestowing it upon Etienne, she explained her intention to chronicle their adventures henceforth, preserving their memories in tangible form. Accepting the token graciously, he pledged to contribute regularly, ensuring their collective narrative remained perpetually updated. Finally, as the moon ascended overhead, bathing the cityscape in lunar brilliance, they conceded to acknowledge the undeniable gravity of their feelings. Speaking candidly, they articulated their devotion, affirming their commitment to nurturing the fledgling romance kindled on this unforgettable Valentine's Day. United by love and respect, they sealed their pact with a tender kiss, confirming the commencement of a liaison predicated on honesty, vulnerability, and passion. From this point forward, Isabel and Etienne dedicated themselves to exploring the multifaceted dimensions of their partnership, continually challenged by the caprices of fate and circumstance. However, buoyed by the strength of their emotional foundation, they faced each hurdle head-on, secure in the knowledge that their love possessed the tenacity required to weather adversity and emerge triumphant. Ultimately, their union transcended the ephemeral nature of a holiday fling, maturing into a deeply satisfying connection sustained by mutual support, shared vision, and unwavering loyalty.